Well, hello again, everybody. I hope you've been having a good week. Now that this lockdown's easing a bit, we still have to be careful though. Now, I'm about to put up a phrase in these white squares at the top. And you might have said this phrase in the past, or maybe you'll use it in the future. Anyway, here goes. It's time for a change. Now, there is an ancient philosophical poem which says there is a time for everything, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to reap, a time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance. Now that's from the Bible. So situations change, our lives change, our feelings change. Nothing lasts forever, as we all know. Sometimes when you've been doing the same thing day in, day out, month in, month out, year after year, you can say to yourself, right, it's time for a change. Some changes can make us feel refreshed and full of life again, because the old saying goes, a change is as good as a rest, and that can be true, can't it? Sometimes though, change is painful. I mean, just look at what the coronavirus has been doing. It's terrible, and it's affected everybody. Now, if suddenly somebody's removed from our life, whether it's by a divided relationship, illness, or even death, yes, we have a change, but sometimes it's so hard to deal with it. So, the change that comes when you lose your job is also very serious, especially at this time. I mean, suddenly all our security's gone. We feel isolated and alone and exposed. Sometimes change is painful and difficult. But at the same time, we learn things about ourselves and others which we would not normally know any other way. It can build character, and we gain in one area where we've lost out in another. So sometimes change is good. Change can be good. For example, moving moving to a new home or a new job. If, for example, any of you ladies were wanting to have a new look, you'd go down to the hairdressers with your magazine in your hand and you'd say, I want to look like that. And then a while later, out you come looking like a new person. Fantastic. Of course, these days you can change your body in many different ways, a bit like liposuction or a facelift or numerous other ways. You can even look in your 20s when you're in your 40s. Then you can have a new love. I mean, these days it seems to be the fashion. It's fashionable. Try something different, like when a new person comes along, you have a change, and then they say, well, I was fed up with the old one, so I've chosen this new one. So, and that can lead to a completely new life. And I think a lot of people want that. They want a new life. They want to have a completely new start. So the only trouble with all these things is that to change one thing, you have to lose what you've already had. Now, this is a principle of life. Someone once said, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it will never produce fruit. Now, do you know who said that? This man did. The man coach struggling a bit, no matter that. The man Jesus, he said that. Imagine a grain of wheat. It's in the storeroom and it's picked up, taken out to the field and planted. It grows, it swells, it splits and sprouts. The roots grow down and the stalk grows up, and then the seed's gone. This new life will produce fruit because the seed gave its life. Now this man Jesus, he gave his life in order that we can find ours. He was like a seed that was planted in the ground, and because of his death on the cross, we can be changed. You may have had many changes in your life, but the Bible says we need to change in one very significant way. See, the Bible says we are divided from God, separated. Excuse me. We've been separated because of our rebellion against God. Because we said no to God being in charge of our lives. We've turned away from him. And that's the one person who could give his life to the full. Jesus' death was not only physically painful, but also spiritually. Because when he died on the cross, When he died on the cross, he was torn away from his Father. All of our sinfulness, all we've done wrong, was all put on that Holy Son of God. And that's why he cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Can you imagine how painful that must have been? You've been having nails as big as this brush driven through your hands and your feet. See, I deserve to be separated from God for all eternity. But God allowed his Son, Jesus, to take my place. So now it's time for a change of heart. Take a fresh look at Jesus and what he did for you and for me. Don't leave it to another day. Don't keep putting it off. What you have to do is turn now to Jesus. Ask him to come and be Lord of your life. Now, of course, Jesus died, and that were the last we heard from him, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Because after 3 days, he rose again from the dead. Like I said before, proving conclusively he was the Son of God. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'd like to find out more about this Christianity. Well, what you have to do is, if you log on to the Gateway website, you'll find all the information there. And you can receive a free copy of the New Testament, and that's for local people, of course. We don't want to send them all around the world, we've just got to manage it. So, please get in touch if you want to find out more. And thanks for watching. And don't forget, stay safe. Thanks for watching.